Welcome back at the Watering PSUs. Today we are doing something a bit different. We are doing a keyboard review and we are taking a look at the Kemove K68 Angels Demons, the one I have right here. Now I will show you the proper footage, but this basically is a 60% keyboard. So it's missing the numpad and a couple extra buttons, plus the F keys, so it doesn't have the F1, F2, etc. And it's very compact, but let's get over with the specs, okay? So this keyboard actually is both cabled, it can run with a wire, it can run with a dedicated USB wireless dongle they give you, and it also works in Bluetooth, so that's really good. Then on the side it actually has a switch, so you can switch from whatever mode you want, and you can also switch between Windows and macOS devices. So this works on iOS as well, and it works on iPads too, so that's really nice. It comes with some stands, so you can have it sitting higher on your desk. That's also something which I find really useful, especially for typing. But now they do offer various different configurations of this keyboard, so obviously I am just reviewing the one I got. So what you can choose is, well, the colors, but that doesn't change the keyboard. But you can change the switches. So there are the Cherry MX switches, and you can get the red switches, the blue switches, etc. But what I got right here is something a bit more unique. I got the Gateron Silver switches. So these are basically the same as Cherry MX Silver, but they cost a bit less. And now what a silver switch is, if you've never heard it, we will do a sound test later. But basically, switches have different feel and different sound, but it's not just a matter of how they feel and how they sound. It's also a performance thing. So the silver switches, in theory, should be the lowest input latency of them all, and they should have the lowest actuation point. So this should be the perfect gaming keyboard. Well, any keyboard with silver switches, really. And indeed, this keyboard has an actuation point that is extremely low. If I just start to click a button, it will get the input. That's really impressive. Honestly, it's something it took me a bit to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's really useful. Now, what do I do with this keyboard, and what did I do with this? I used it as my main keyboard for a week to test it out properly. So it was a bit difficult to adapt from not having the F2 keys, okay? But with the function on the keyboard, you can use them, so you just have to click function other than your usual combo. So let's say I want to do Alt F4, I can just do function Alt F4 and it will still get it. Same thing for different combinations, so it's not really a problem. But I think this keyboard for gaming is fantastic. So I have been playing some Apex Legends for a bit with using this keyboard, and it's just really smooth. The experience is great, and honestly I would not I think it's better than my previous keyboards. I've had quite a bit of stuff as daily driver. I've had a couple of Drevos, I've tried the esports keyboard, I tried a couple Logitechs, I've had a Corsair limited edition keyboard, I've had a Cooler Master keyboard that they only made like a limited series of, and now I was running a very old Asus ROG Strix keyboard, which is the one you see in my other videos, and I was very happy with it, but it was a bit too big for my space, because you see, having a smaller keyboard allows you, let's say if you're studying, to have more space on your desk. So especially if you have like a small desk, you can have your keyboard and mouse closer. That's especially important if you're playing competitively, because you want to have like an angle between the keyboard and the mouse. And it also allows for a larger mouse pad. So there are many advantages, obviously, to 50% keyboards. Now I'm not going over all of them because it's more of a general thing. I'm talking about this specific one. But basically, if you can put up with not having the numpad and not having the F keys, a 60% is much better for space and in general for normal use case scenarios, obviously. But for typing, I think maybe a Cherry MX Blue would be a bit better, personally. But it's not really dependent on the keyboard. I think it's just the switch. So if you get the silver, you really just want to game on it. And of course you can type, but you would type better if you had like a red or blue switch. So that's the point. But I will leave you with the sound tests, so you can make up your mind with it a bit, and then we'll come back to the conclusions. Okay, so now you've heard how it sounds, so you probably made up your mind about the switches. But now talking a bit more about the actual Kemove experience, it has customizable RGB. The battery life with the RGB on is expected to be 12 days on wireless mode, which is really impressive. I haven't verified it fully, but so far I haven't charged it, so that's good so far. And they promise it that it can last over a month with RGB off, which honestly, it's very likely. Normal wireless cable tend to last a long time, but it's very good since it has this very soft cable for charging too, and so you can just charge it to your computer without having to plug ugly looking cables. The cable is white and sleeved as well, so that's nice. So to wrap it up, would I recommend it? Well, for the price, because again, I haven't told you how much this costs. It's under $70. It's like $69. It's really cheap. In euros right now, it's like 65 euros. Can't really beat this thing for the price in Italy right now. I'm Italian, so. But yeah, do I recommend it? Well, if you are in the market for a 60% keyboard and you like the aesthetic, then yes, 100%. For the price, I think it's literally unbeatable. But let me know your opinion down below, and do let me know if in the future you want more things tested and what should I add to my test list, okay? If you've seen this far and if this was helpful, please drop a like and a sub. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.